可为而为之，不怕万民唾骂吗？
铁大人，当然。
Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. That was an introduction of what I'm getting ready to talk about, and but I'm going to talk about it hopefully in something that'll be a little easier for you to keep up with me. And what it is, I want to talk about being a man, and it's going to be a lot. It's I want to try to put it in the setting. And, I got another wife now. Got my new wife. She's Chinese, and I've already talked before about I don't believe in equal rights. And boy, that always catches everybody. Everybody gets all pissed on stuff like that. And what I wanted to show you was we just saw is you see now I'm not talking. You might think I'm talking about the Chinese culture, and I guess I am now, but it pretty much applies to every place I've been. Now another thing, I just got done making a series on the uniqueness of the United States of America, and this kind of applies to that, and that's why when you talk about no equal rights, a man is a man, a woman is a woman, and when I talk about the different what do you call it, classes, like the peasant class and the rich and the poor and the business class and all this stuff, people get all hyper because they don't think about this stuff and they don't understand how it works. And that's what I wanted to show you is most cultures, and I say all of them I know of except for the United States, submissive. They are taught to be submissive. And when I say they, I'm talking about the population. You have the ruling class. And to keep everybody in line, they try to make everybody submissive. And now the thing is, I'm probably going to put this under the series that I made, and but I wasn't planning on doing it. And the reason was I'm going to talk about the relationship that I have with my new wife, and but it corresponds really well when you understand the differences between the uniqueness of the United States. Okay, and the thing is, like I say, all through history, you have a ruling class. The United States doesn't. Well, we're not supposed to. According to the Constitution, there isn't any. But that is why President Trump was able to get in, is because the American people, the real American people, I'm not talking about the ones that are just born here and they're socialist communists, or the immigrants that don't know any better. They think every place they got to be submissive. Well, it's not like that in the United States. But the thing is, they're taught to be submissive. And remember I said it's easy to see things. When I go to foreign countries, it's easy for me to see it. And here you see the TV, the movies. You can see they're showing people if you're, I hate to use the word again, submissive, but if you go along with what we tell you, your life will be much easier. And it's easy for these different countries to say stuff like that because they're the ones that have the guns. Or in this particular case, they're the ones that had the swords. And now see, back in this time, why do you think the Chinese martial arts, they use so many hand tools? That's because they weren't allowed to have swords. So that's why they come up with all these other weird things for tools for combat. But the thing is, where the culture is set up to be to do as you were told. Now, the problem. Now, you know me. I don't do as I'm told, but I do what is morally correct. Now, see, that's where the difference is. And seeing most people don't rely on their morals near as much as I do. Why? Because I don't know the law. I'm in different countries. I don't know the law. And in the United States, when I was in the United States, I know the law. And morally, I've got a responsibility to stand for myself, taking personal responsibility. This is what my wife of 41 years, she thought, oh man, this guy, I know what is morally right, and I'm not going to let this unconstitutional government tell me what to do. And so then that's why we left the country. In other words, I'm not the submissive type. But submissiveness also is in morals, because my wife is submissive to me. My first wife of 41 years and this wife is. The other thing is, I'm submissive to them. I was submissive to my wife of 41 years, and I'm submissive to this gal. But at the same time, I'm the man. Both of my wives expected me to act like the man. And I'll tell you, it's tough now with this gal, because we don't speak the same language. But I'll tell you, the thing that got me was we had a problem, and we don't speak the same language, so we can't argue. Forget about arguing. But the thing is, I've got a moral guidelines to go by, and some of it is culturally correct in this culture, and some of it is not. In the American culture, some of it is correct, and some of it isn't. But no matter what it is morally correct. Okay, so the thing is, so it's not like we had a disagreement. I didn't believe she did the proper thing. I'm going to tell you what it is. Because I do the Hoi Chi. I can check your body and tell you what's wrong with your body and how to fix it and stuff like that. Okay. I was sickly, and she did not touch me. And see, now it's different. I treat my wife a whole lot different than I treat other people, because I touch her all over. I know everything about her body. We can't speak the language, but I know what is wrong with her body. I have put my hands all over it. And she doesn't do that to me. And so when I got sickly, she didn't do right. That's where I made this. I made the series about checking the body by touch. That's why I made that. And when I made that, that's when I realized my wife doesn't understand all of this stuff. And I thought, man, how am I going to teach her? We don't speak the same language. So, but the thing is, I was able to went through the translator, and I explained to the translator one little sentence at a time about touching me. She needs to touch me. For one thing, I respond well by touch. My wife of 41 years knew there was a certain way she could touch me, and she could calm me down, or she doesn't, and that's when she wants me to step into action. So, but this guy doesn't know all this stuff yet, so she's in the learning process. And it was funny because I talked to her about it, through one little sentence at a time. And I asked her, is there a reason why? First I asked her, is there a reason why she doesn't touch me a lot? Touch me much more than what she does now. Now it's loving type of touches, and that's it. But no, I touch her with the loving stuff, but I touch her a whole lot more. And I'm sure she probably thinks, man, this guy's really weird. But she doesn't understand that what I'm doing. I'm checking her body. And so I asked her if is there a reason why she doesn't touch me anymore? And the thing is, she's been without a man for over 30 years, so she doesn't really understand what it takes for the details of pleasing a man. There's more to it than just lust of sex, you know what I mean? So, and I say she cooks good. She does good on that. And like I say, she is submissive. So in other words, I'm able to talk to her, and she knows I'm the man. She knows if I say something, there's a reason why I'm saying it, not like I'm commanding her. And so then she said, well, it's been a while, so it's going to take her some time to get used to being a man and how to treat me and stuff like that. I said, no problem. And that was it. And then after that, I noticed after we talked after that, she touches me a whole lot more. Not only in the loving part, but also I've noticed she's feeling me, and then she'll find this spot and say, well, what's this, and so then I'd explain to her and stuff like that. Really hard. But what I'm saying is submissive isn't a negative point like people want to make it like that. And when the men that don't believe in equal rights, they're the same way. If they make it a negative thing, then that's not what I'm talking about. Someone has to take charge. And it's not that I'm asking you to be submissive. And the American in me. The American in me is I want you to do what you like doing and to do it good. I don't try to make people do what they don't want to do. To me, that's bad leadership. That's the same thing with my wife. What kind of a husband or man would I be if I make her do things she's incapable or unable to do? That's not fair. That's not a good leader. It's not a good husband. But this is what you have to remember on these people coming to the United States. They came from a culture that they make them submissive. They make people do what they tell them because they have the guns. So I'm able to produce the force, so you will do what I tell you. This is where they came from. But they don't always, especially the illegal ones, and the ones coming for the money, do not understand that's not the American way. That's why with her, my wife, she's having a hell of a time trying to figure me out. I mean, and she doesn't even, and that's why I want to take her to the United States. We're just going to go to the United States to visit. But I want her to go to the United States so she can see I've got guns. I've got swords. I've got knives. I've got everything that's illegal here in China. And I'm proficient with it. That's my work. And she doesn't understand how violence can be a positive thing. There's another reason why Americans are unique. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.